That's why men are walking away from women. Not out of spite, not out of hatred, out of self-preservation. Because the state of modern women today means the juice is no longer worth the squeeze. Why? Because they compromise peace instead of multiplying it. They bring noise when a man wants calm. They bring conflict when a man wants clarity. And for men in their 30s and beyond, peace is the empire worth defending. Let's talk about the state of modern women. They've been shaped by culture, by social media, by a system that feeds them endless attention they were never supposed to have. And what does that attention create? Inflated egos, unrealistic expectations, endless insecurity. A woman today is flooded with more validation in a single day, than her grandmother got in an entire lifetime.
When a woman is afraid for her life, it's almost always because of a man. When women take self-defense courses, they are learning how to defend themselves against men. Women carrying pepper spray, it's not for bears, guys. It's for men. It's not all men, but it's always a man.
No, it's really not. And yeah, okay, maybe the pepper spray one. But how many women have actually had to use that in their bag? Most of us never. It's just a precaution. It's something that makes us a little more comfortable. I don't actually carry that. I carry bear spray, but for bears. But as someone who has had my life saved multiple times by a man in situations I could not control, literally a few days ago, I find this absolutely ridiculous because men are constantly there for women. I've seen situations where something bad happens, she's struggling swimming or whatever, he jumps in to save her. Or even if you're being harassed by a man, sometimes you'll see other men get involved and protect the woman involved. Literally, men will put their life on the line to make sure a woman's okay. And it's just baffling to me how those men are never recognized or talked about online. But it's always a man. Okay, who's saving your life? Is that always a man too? Because I've noticed that. Not always, but majority? Yeah.
A lot of heterosexual men don't like women.
A lot of straight men want access to women's bodies. They're not actually attracted to women outside of what they can use them for.
Men don't like women. This is just allowing women to avoid accountability even further. Men don't like women because women are unlikable. The women that the culture industry produces in the modern era are unlikable. Well, what about the fact that women seem to just select for men that don't like women and only objectify women? Not pandering for a woman's approval, not deferring to a woman for her evaluation. This is a signal of high value and high status. This is what women select for. So it seems to me that female mating preferences have something to do with this, huh? Goes even deeper than that. Marrying for romantic love is an experiment that is only 100 years old. Before this, men and women got married as a form of alliance. It was an economic decision. This idea of marry your best friend and process all of your feelings together for the rest of your life is a 100-year-old concept. If you zoom out on human history, that is a blink of the eye. Historically, men have had other male companions and community and tribe. These are low effort relationships. The relationship that women claim to want in a marriage, the problem is that they want all of their boxes checked. This is already arbitrary. And then the boxes change, the goalposts move. You cannot satisfy a woman. The way that women want to be loved is a function of how much love they think they can get. And then once they get it, they need more. Do you not understand the mechanism? But back to how women are unlikable, bro. They have self-justifying desires and their feelings are automatically fact. They blame men for everything and then they sell therapy to men for failing to love them correctly.
Do you think in terms of your looks, are you perfect?
Yeah, God made me perfect. People get surgery to have my features. People get surgery to have lips like mine. People get surgery to have lips like mine. People get surgery to have cheekbones that I have. They get implants in their faces. Like, I was blessed with beauty.
Are there any men above your league looks-wise?
No.
There's no men that
No,
you
I could get
would
any
look,
man. Any
could get
level of attractive man.
any man? Like male models?
I've dated male models.
Are there adjectives you would outright use to describe yourself?
I glow. I'm radiant. And people see me as that.
When you walk down the street, do they turn as you walk by?
Yeah.
All of them?
A lot of them. It makes my friends uncomfortable how many people stare at me.
Tell me a woman who's like a celebrity who we can Google who you think is a 10.
Kylie Jenner. Perfect.
Is she your looks match though?
Oh, well, I mean, she gets surgery to have my features.
Who's a guy who's a 10 for you?
Michael B. Jordan is perfect. Yeah.
Is that your looks league?
Yeah, I think if we met and we had a good chemistry, I think I could get it for sure.
Tell me another guy who's a 10. Brad Pitt. Young Brad Pitt.
Young Brad Pitt, I think he was like a 10, yeah.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, that was my biggest crush when I was like 12.
You could land all these guys.
If we had like a chemistry, yeah. I think we would walk up to each other and find each other attractive, for sure.
62% of men under the age of 30 are not even trying to date. 42% of men 18 to 24 have never asked a woman out in person. And the most frightening statistic is that if you go into a morgue and there's 5 people who have, 4 are men. So, and if any other special interest group would themselves at 4 times the rate of the special interest or the control group, we would weigh in with programs. And one of the things that's really hurt this community and these efforts is there's a lack of empathy for this group because of what I think is a fair accusation or observation, and that is men of my generation have had a disproportionate amount of advantage, but we seem to be holding young men accountable for my advantage. Anyways, to your point, is it them or is it society? I think it's both. I would say the majority, it's a complex problem. There's biology at play here. A boy's prefrontal cortex is 18 months behind a girl's. You're going to see, you said you have 2 boys and 2 girls. You're going to have, I don't know if you've already had this moment, but you're going to have your 15 or 16-year-olds going to have a party, and boys and girls will come over. And the boys are dopes. Can't you look you in the eye? They look like boys. And then there'll be 2 or 3 15 or 16-year-old girls who will come, who could be the junior senator from Pennsylvania. I mean, girls are just maturing faster than boys, and they're excelling, and good for them. They're ascending. I think it's wonderful. But the gap between boys and girls, if 2 seniors, a boy and a girl in high school, are applying to college, essentially the girl who's a senior is competing against a 10th grade girl. The boy biologically is 18 months behind the girl.
I'm gonna give you 2 things because you said encouraging men specifically. One, remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So a lot of times a woman is saying, well, I told my man this, that, and the other, but you gave him an attitude. And even if you're speaking calm, your energy can attack him. And when we feel attacked, we get defensive. That's human nature for anybody. Yeah. So you got to be mindful of how you're presenting that message. Number 2, you got to encourage the progress or show appreciation for the progress. I've had countless situations where I counseled married couples. The wife says, yo, he doesn't do X, Y, Z. Let's say he doesn't help me around the house. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to talk to him. We talk. It's all right. I'm going to do it. For the next 3 weeks, he's helping. But in her mind, it's you're supposed to do that. So why do I need to show appreciation? Or I don't trust you're going to keep doing it. So I'm still going to hold back my praise and giving you credit for what you're doing. Then the dude's like, what's the point? Yeah. I'm doing all this effort and nothing seems to be working with her. I give up. But he gave up because you gave him the signal that this ain't worth it to you. So you got to show him that, no, you appreciate, you see his effort, you see his progress. Because as men, 1 + 1 = 2. If we do this and we get that and it's good, we're going to keep doing it. But if we do this and we don't get that, then we done doing it. Plain and simple.
Well, you heard him, ladies. We need to start giving out stickers. I understood you. And I like that. I really with that.
That's not what I was talking about. Ladies, the results are in. Fresno has the most chivalrous men in California. And see, I always knew this, because Fresno men, we're real respectful. We'll open up the doors for y'all, and no, we won't check you out from behind. No, we won't holler at you like, girl, look at all that, let me get at you real quick. Nah, that's not us. And when we take you out on the first date, we'll never invite you back to the house, because we don't have a house to invite you to. You better invite us over to your house. Unless you want to chill in the car, I'll bring out the air freshener. We'll have a grand time. And when it's winter time, it's cold outside, we'll let you use our coats to let other dudes know that you're ours. Like, don't look at my girl, bro. You see her? She got my sweater on. I mean, because you're shivering, and we're chivalrous. Also, we're real progressive. We believe in strong, independent women that pay for their own meals. You got this, baby. You got us, baby. I believe in you. So, California women out there, if you're tired of dealing with the knuckleheads in your town, change your dating location to Fresno, California to find you a true gentleman, baby. Can I spell chivalrous? C-H.
This is why you see on these streets in dating and relationship podcasts that men are saying, oh yeah, I don't want nothing to do with any of this because I can do the things that I'm supposed to do. I can uphold my side of the vows. And the person that I go to sleep with can wake up and one day go, I want to blow all of this up and be done and return to the streets. You have the floor.
Modern women be swearing up and down they have life so hard. Everything is terrible. And when a man points out and says, no, I mean, life is, I understand you have difficulties, but these are the privileges that you have. You can do these things. All of a sudden it's nonsense. That's the way that you see it. That's a patriarchy in you. That's a misogyny in you. You can never understand what we truly go through. And then when a man sits back and breaks down what they're going through, you're right. You're right. You're smarter than most men. No, not smarter than most men. We know what you're going through. If we didn't know before, we listen to the stuff that you be talking about. And if a man, like they say, men don't come up to me anymore. Well, you told us that you didn't want any men approaching. There was a guy that was saying, I polled women and they said, don't approach. Because I was asking, it's like, hey, what do men need to do to approach? How do they need to approach? Yeah, don't approach us at all. And then when men don't approach, oh, well, every woman is different. I'm sure they are. Sure they are. But a lot of you guys are continuing to tell men not to come up to you. And men are listening.
This is why men don't pursue women anymore. Because so many men are on dating apps nowadays, it has given them this illusion of an unlimited choice in women. So when men go out to bars or restaurants, they are not pursuing women anymore because they know that when they go home, they will have the backup of the dating app. It's way easier to sit on your sofa all night and to scroll and swipe and chat all night than to try and pursue a woman in a bar. And then there is the image that men have of women nowadays that we have become demanding. Men know that women nowadays, they don't just want a provider, they want a man who is their best friend, their advisor, a good father to their children, helps in the household. And knowing that we have this whole list of expectations, men are just paralyzed. They don't even start to pursue a woman. And another reason for why men don't pursue women anymore is that through texting, men can chat with so many girls at the same time. And for a woman, texting feels like he's pursuing her, but in reality he's not, because texting doesn't need any effort. And after a month of having texted together, when a woman meets up with that man, she feels all bonded and maybe she even sleeps with him. And it's easy for that man to ghost her after that one night because he doesn't have any feeling of loss, since he didn't have to make any effort to pursue her.
Women think they can give their man an ultimatum and it proves that he loves her. But sometimes when you threaten a man, he does it because he wants to keep you happy, he loves you, he's tired, he wants to keep the peace, but that doesn't mean he's actually devoted to you. That's why I'm always emphasizing to women, don't give him an ultimatum. And sometimes ladies will do the ultimatum and they get what they want and they're like, okay, it worked, I'm gonna do it again later. But did he actually change because he wanted to or because of you cornering him? And what you don't realize is this builds resentment long term and makes him feel less respected. And then when he becomes less excited, less invested in the relationship, you get upset because you cannot pressure a man to be close to you. You have to put in the work. And part of that is communicating in a healthy way. Also leave space to negotiate and potentially come to a compromise. And some ladies will use ultimatums left and right, thinking it's going to make a difference, and then their relationship falls apart and he doesn't invest anymore, and then they can't figure out why. It's right there in front of you.
Women want a man to lead. At least the women I know. Christian women, biblical women, godly women, traditional women, they want a man to lead. And we want to know that you can make decisions. And we want to be a passenger princess. We want to not think when we're out with you. And dating is so hard because honestly, Just make a plan. If you're going to ask a girl on a date, just make a plan. Okay, what time are you available? Great, let me find a place for us to meet. And a girl will just swoon. Honestly, it's like bare minimum, but it's not happening. It's rare, and it's really frustrating. Like, what happened to the art of asking a girl out? No, none of this. Oh, I'm being spontaneous. Let's go do this. No, especially from the app. I am meeting you. For the first time. I've never met you in my life. You could be serious. I'm not doing this spontaneous stuff. It's also rude. Remember, like, back in the day, you'd hear that, you know, if you wanted to take a lady out, you would pick her up at her house with flowers. I get it. It's an app. You don't know if you like this girl yet. You don't know if you have a connection.
The greatest threat to women is men. If men as a group were inherently harmful, then there would be no men defending women from other men.
Yeah, you know, like,
have you heard of a
men get a lot of flack, but I think when it comes to acts of bravery, acts of heroism, men are very much overrepresented there. When you see some like natural disaster, you look at the flooding that happened in Texas, it's a man carrying some old grandma. It's a man going into the rushing waters and grabbing a dog, or a man saving kids, or a man saving women. You need to balance your, like, men are so horrible in all these ways. What about male bravery? What about male courage? What about I don't know why you're lying. Like, almost all the vast majority of acts of bravery and courage and life-saving and emergency saving, it's men. Where's the gratitude there? What about just the plumbers? I mean, literally, no pun intended, would hit the fan if we didn't have people, it's almost men, who do the dirty, dangerous, gross, hazardous jobs. When it's snowstorming and there's a catastrophic breakdown in the power grid failure or utility pole collapses or whatever, it's not some 5'2" woman going out at 3 a.m. in the snow, in the rain, in the hazard. It's a man who's going to get that back on. And there's a complete lack of gratefulness for the sacrifices men make and how men really, you don't like to hear it. I get it. You don't like to hear it.
Alright, so boom, don't be a simp. First off, good men, kind men, and respectful men are not simps. A simp is someone who changes who he is for women's approval. He does this so women can like him. These men are agreeable, allow disrespect, be nice to only her, hide his intentions, and act fake for an outcome. Women who love simps are the ones who can take advantage of them and use them. Women who want real love don't like simps. It is why they lose interest in these types of men. To not be a simp, you must be yourself. Be how you are with everyone, have your own opinions, and stand up for yourself. You must be your authentic you. Some men will only hold doors for the women that they like. I will hold doors for everyone. I like to be polite to people in general. That is just me. When you are yourself, you will attract a woman who likes you for you. This is the type of relationship that you want. You do not want a woman who will use you. She will leave you in the long run, feeling miserable. Love is supposed to be hard to find, but easy once found. Drop a follow for more Drizzle Drizzle.
Women find 80% of men disgusting. Men find 20% of women unattractive. Right. And so that asymmetry per se means that 10% of guys get turned into dark triad narcissists because they get all the action. They got a roster of women that they're getting, and the other 90% are going dry because there's no questions, there's no personality, there's no depth, there's no reason to fall in love with a guy if he doesn't pass the looks good on the dating profile.
This tall, you make this much money, and
exactly right. This is why, this is how it's messing up dating. That's why, by the way, relationships that start on the apps, some of them are great, but on average, when marriages occur pursuant to meeting on an app, they tend to be less stable and they feature less attraction because they're less likely to actually go through the cascade in the right direction and go to passionate, companionate, best friendship. When you mediate any relationships electronically, you're going to have trouble because we're made to be in person.
They don't understand that a lot of men, we don't really run away from marriage. We run away from divorce.
That's a fact.
We're not running away from marriage. But you gotta understand, if I found out what marriage is, it's like, I love my girl. What you mean to tell me if I make one mistake, they can ruin me for the rest of my life on one mistake? If she make a mistake, it's cool. She make a mistake, Divorce is good. She just go on about her life. I make a mistake that can cost me for the rest of my. That ain't really fair. You know, one day I want to make my girl that happy because it's truly for her.
Yeah,
and I'm man enough to say men don't look into. And it's coming from somebody who parents been married. I'm 35. My parents been married since I was 5.
Right.
So this coming from a married home couple. I don't. It's just what they done made it to be now.
Right.
It's like, okay, I see married people. It's really a money game now. It seems like it's like I get married. There's no benefits for me. It's no benefits for me but to make her happy. So now if I get married, okay, cool. Now as a man or whoever I am, I haven't made no mistake with my girl for 8 years.
Right.
Never got no Texas, came to her as no woman. No woman came to her as no woman. I'm not on camera. I'm not doing nothing. I done did my thing. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me if I slip up, I do something up and she just feel like she don't want to give me a chance, she could possibly take half of what I own.
Especially in these conversations, we expect the man to immediately become responsible for the feelings that he said he wasn't trying to involve in the situation. Because whole time the man can have feelings, he just compartmentalized. It ain't that he clearly like you, because I wouldn't be over here with you if I didn't like you. But even if I do like you, shorty, I said I wasn't on that, so I'm not. And you trying to make me responsible for you being salty because I am who I said I was. You thought you could me off my square. You thought you could massage me off my square and cook a couple meals and bro. If I set the parameters for what we doing and we never updated the parameters for what we doing, it don't matter how much you like me, shorty. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't hold me responsible for anything outside of that. This you coloring outside the lines.
I understand that it's both parties' responsibility, but the moment that you see somebody else falling in love, right? The moment that you see somebody else is taking it further than you want, instead of you backing up and saying, hey, this is not what I agree to, I don't want that, you continue to use this woman, you continue to with this woman, you continue to, so at this point, it's manipulation. It's manipulation.
It's manipulation on both sides, though.
It might be manipulation on both sides.
The woman is manipulating not only herself, but the man.
And, you know, when men talk about, I want a woman to be my peace, I think James Sexton was kind of describing it perfectly. I'm going out there, I'm battling. Right? Well, I'm battling too. Right. Okay. So let's be warmth for both of us. Well, I can't be warm to you if you don't do these dishes. Well, you haven't done the dishes either. I can't be warm to you if you don't do this for the kids, and if you don't know the kid's pediatrician's name. You don't know the name of the mechanic. You don't have the number for AAA in your phone. I call AAA, and I tell you, be on standby. You need to pull out your card. This is what you need to do. And if AAA don't come, I got to get off work and I'm on my way. So I set up things in order to help you out. You don't know the name of the electrician or the HVAC guy or the plumber who came out here? I do, because I handle that. You don't know the name of the people that work out in the yard? I do, because I contact them and I talk with them. For a minute there, I was doing all of that. But I said, okay, I'm getting busy. I got kids now. Let me see if I can hire out and see if I can find somebody to work with what we got going on. You don't know any of that. That's what modern women do. They want men to come over into their side and be in their world, and do what they want. Then when a man says, do I get anything out of it? For trying to provide anything and everything for you, do I get anything out of it? The answer's probably not.
If a woman has the attitude, what do I need men for? My assignment is answer that question. So what do I need men for? I've done a lot of informal surveys. I'd ask the women, think about how many women that you know are for you. They're your friends. How many women does it take to make you feel as safe as one man you know is for you? And I've watched them. And they're thinking and thinking and thinking. And then they start to shake their heads. There is no number of women that makes a woman feel as safe as one man that she knows is for her. If a woman is leading with sexuality and bringing out take energy in men, they're either scary or she's sure she can manipulate them, but she's still not going to feel safe. Where if he's charmed and enchanted by her, which causes a man to care. You guys closely guard caring. Something else I learned from men. You know it's your biggest expenditure of energy. And it has this paradox. Women think men are simple. Men even say men are simple. No. Not caring can feel like freedom, but not caring can turn into, I have no purpose. My life is shit. It's not for anything, right? And then men have said, when a woman needs something from me, I have a purpose.
She put it back in the fridge knowing that it was spoiled and knowing that her husband was going to use it later on for his shake. This is so wrong on so many levels, and I cannot believe how many women find it to be funny in the comment section. Because what do you mean you're willing to make your husband physically sick in order to teach him a lesson? Because what? He accidentally left the milk out? He didn't do it on purpose, and you're what, down maybe $2 or $3? How about instead you call him up, you tell him that the milk's spoiled on the counter all night and that you would like him to stop to get more milk on the way home from work. Problem solved. You don't need to punish him by messing up his GI tract. Are you kidding me? If you did that to a child in order to teach him a lesson, it would be called
You want to know something that most women aren't ready to hear? Modern feminism chivalry. Modern feminism has shifted from seeking equality to promoting superiority and resentment towards men, framing men as oppressors rather than partners and equals. With the birth of modern feminism, there came the birth of the girl boss, I don't need a man. Chivalry was never meant to make women look weak. It was made to create a culture of mutual respect where men acted honorably towards women and acknowledged their virtue and grace. Modern feminism, by demanding sameness instead of equality, has blurred those lines. In trying to erase gender differences, it's erased the gestures that celebrate them. The result of this is now we have an entire generation of men who are not willing to honor, pursue, or protect women. We have this entire generation of men who just want to hook up on the first date, who have no respect for women, who don't hold open the door, who don't buy flowers, and it is because of modern feminism. Not only that, but it is also a result of weak men. There's a reason that our grandparents have the cutest love stories where the men pursued the women and they didn't have sex until they were married and they respected and honored each other. And now we are seeing the result of the crash and burn of modern feminism. And unfortunately, it is affecting a lot of women looking for life partners and a lot of men looking for life partners. Feminism is great. The idea of feminism is great to promote equality, but it has evolved into something that is toxic and dangerous to our society.
I think that most women, all women, have a problem with accountability, so that makes sense. So.
I'm only, because when you said most, I was going to let it rock, but then you said all, so that's the only reason why I'm like, I'm going to say something. Me personally, I love accountability. I'll hold myself accountable before I blame anyone else first, and I need the next person to hold me accountable.
Okay, let me ask. Let's check this out.
Okay.
The last guy you broke up with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Name one thing you did wrong.
I feel like to address things that bothered me right away instead of letting it build and fester. And I wasn't doing that. I was not doing that.
Were you giving him?
No, not at the time.
Yeah, why didn't you mention that? That other junk doesn't even matter. You wasn't taking accountability, you see? Look, Carter, right then and there. Men don't even care about the other stuff you was talking about. We don't even look at that as a negative. It's just like, whatever, chick, go sit down. But not give that is the negative. That is the thing that isn't good in a relationship. But you was hiding that. You skipped over not giving him, which means that you really wasn't trying to take accountability. You started talking about some hogwash.
Gotcha, bitch.
You need to figure out what the you want. Women need to come together. I don't understand how women have a T app specifically revolved around talking about every man that they've ever dated, but they don't have an app to talk to each other about their mentality or why they think the way that they do. So how the do you legitimately go 5 to 10 years talking about how men need to stop being disrespectful and catcalling and men need to respect women, and then in the same breath turn around when you're not getting validated and not getting attention and go, men are weird because they don't talk to women anymore. Men aren't men anymore because they don't approach girls. When y'all are literally the reason for that. Y'all need to start being accountable, and I know you don't know what accountability is. Men used to force you to be accountable back in the day, and they gave you way too many rights, and now you're walking around mindlessly and aimlessly, not knowing how to operate in the world. But you need to get your together. You need to know that you're a dunce, and if you don't like what men are doing, look at what women have done to cause men to be that.
Telling women they're going to be alone if they don't lower their standards is not the threat you think it is, because a lot of women hear that and they're thinking, you promise? What so many men fail to realize is that women do not need men to build happy, fulfilling lives. There's a reason you don't hear much about a female loneliness epidemic, even though loneliness is not gender specific. Men and women are both increasingly decentering each other, but the difference lies in where they are shifting their focus. Women are typically much better at building and maintaining community support networks and strong friendships, whereas men are withdrawing inward into isolation and anger and bitterness. And rather than improving themselves, men are blaming women for the fact that they don't get credit for mediocrity anymore. Women are picky because they get to be. Because they have more options and more empowerment than at any point in recorded human history. I'm not saying we've achieved full gender equality, don't get me wrong. But the point being, women get to raise their standards as they gain more independence. And as men, we can either rise to the challenge to meet those standards, or we can buy into the red pill narrative, which essentially tells men it's okay to be a person and it's women's fault if they don't accept you for it.
I have a theory about women and men. I haven't said it out loud. I have a theory that almost everything about like major differences in relationship between men and women can be traced back to women getting their period. Go with me on this. I'm like any man. When I get a head cold, I'm just go on without me. No one's ever been this ill. I'm so sick. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Women from a quite young age learned the following lesson. You're going to be uncomfortable roughly every 28 days, and you still have to get. So the fact that you're uncomfortable, you still have to operate under those conditions. You don't get to say, I have cramps, I'm going to be staying home for the next 2 days. You don't get to do that. So one, you learn how to operate when you're uncomfortable, okay? Two, you actually have to plan ahead. Like a woman getting her period, like you have to be like, okay, I have to bring sanitary products. I have to think about, if I'm planning a thing, I don't want to plan it for this particular week because probably that's where I'll be in my cycle. So you have to plan. So I think that thing creates like certain habits of thought, like a willingness to be uncomfortable and still push through and operate. A planning ahead of things, a realizing that like your body and your emotional state are going to fluctuate sometimes due to circumstances beyond your control and you just have to ride with it. Like men don't have anything like that. We're uncomfortable even for a second and we're like, well, this is broken. This is done. There's something seriously wrong. So that's the reason why, like, I think a lot of men, the minute something's gone uncomfortable in their marriage, are like, well, we're done. Roll up the sleeve. We're done. We're finished. This is it. It's wrong. And it's like, no, you got cold. You're going to be all right.
Man this, didn't a man that. Man. Let's just blame man and take no accountability because it's a man's fault.
But didn't a man make you a single mother? Didn't he leave you with a broken home? Didn't a man leave you high and dry with those babies? No, actually, no. Nobody made me anything. See, that is what I find to be so interesting. The idea that anything that has happened to me is automatically a man's fault. Let me explain something to you, because this is something that I used to hear often on that Bird app. And if this channel was, or if this account was to get bigger, I'm going to hear it here too. So let's go ahead and get in front of it now. Nobody made me anything. There is not a single circumstance that I am not currently sitting in and living in that I was not a willing participant in. Every decision, even though I could say in hindsight, I didn't fully understand certain things back then, I was still a willing participant in my life. Right. I still made poor decisions. I still did things I wasn't supposed to do. And now I sit in my circumstances, or I sit in certain consequences, and I sit in where I am in life now, and I look back and I absolutely see where I dropped the ball and where I made mistakes and where I made poor decisions. And I have to take that on the chin and just keep moving through my life, because I am no one's victim.
And I really wish people would understand, because a lot of times they think because a man can't get a woman and he's bitter about it, or because a man, is not able to, take a woman out on us and match her vibe, then he's upset and he's bitter about it. But not really. Right? You do have some men that are that way, but a lot of men are like, well, this is not something that I want to get involved in. She seems like a nice lady, but it's not really, she's kind of demanding. And it's something I was listening to Sarah from the It's Giving podcast talk about just a few minutes ago. I mean, just the level of entitlement. I mean, want what you want, but be realistic.
The biggest problem we're seeing in modern relationships is that women have been shielded from consequence for so long. Their father, if they had one, shrugged off all of her bad behavior just to have a little peace in his home. And that's where it all started. She learned being uncooperative gave her leverage. She learned that male authority was negotiable and could effectively be vetoed if she just applied some emotional pressure. And we're here in 2026 expecting her to be submissive, but she's only ever seen men be submissive. I think the problem is that there aren't any maternal elders to sit around and tell her what time it is. Those aunts and grandmas are called out of touch nowadays. Modern society does not ask women to become anything good anymore. They've been told it's okay to be fat, lazy, and rude. Their father, the school system, television, simps, social media, and feminism are all stations on a conveyor belt through youth to adolescence that impose no cost on her. So she arrives into adulthood unchanged. She's never been told she's wrong. If you're with a woman that sounds like this, kick her out of your life.
Why do we see so many women causing frustration in their relationship when they start dating a man based on a wound that someone else did, not the man in front of them?
Because we've created a generation of narcissistic women. The rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. If you want to be a worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. Every poor choice is glamorized and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. They are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I.
If you're a man out there that's watching this, you need to start friend zoning more girls. Friend zoning women is the key to having great friendships and networking with anyone in the world. You are 1 to 3 hot women away from networking with anyone. I mean, like literally, you name them, you're 1 to 3 women away from them. The mistake that guys make is the second you meet a beautiful girl, you just start hitting on her, acting all weird, doing too much. And this is a problem. If you don't end up marrying them, you are going to get exiled from the group and everyone that they know. Not only that, but their friends can't be friends with you no more. You're just slowly cutting off so many awesome people out of your life because you can't contain yourself. Start friend zoning them.
Women's standards today are completely unrealistic. Their list of what they want in a guy is too long. This is why you hear women saying, I can't find any good men. There are no good men out there. There are plenty of good men out there. They exist. They are in this world, they always have been, but you'll never find them if the list is too long. The data doesn't lie. There are more single women now than ever, and it is not like men have completely changed. In fact, I would argue that men are doing better than ever. It's so much easier for a man today to be successful. He has access to information in the internet to become a better guy. Men are leveling up everywhere, but if the list is too long, you'll never find that guy.
People don't want to date anymore because women want men who don't exist yet and men want women who don't exist anymore. Think about it. Many women want men who are financially successful, emotionally mature, confident, loyal, funny, available, and somehow has no flaws. On the other hand, many men want women who are traditional but modern in lifestyle. They are independent but always available. They are ambitious but not too ambitious. The problem is not that such people don't exist. The problem is that we are so much interested in meeting that final person or the final product that we don't realize that real people are still growing. It's not that good men or good women don't exist, but it's the fact that we are so busy chasing perfection that we have all forgotten how to build together.
You only chase women when you don't know any better. In reality, all you young men out there, listen, I understand, I've been there, I've done it. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be chasing women. Women should be chasing you. How you get women to chase you is, number one, you stop chasing women, okay? Number one, you stop chasing women and you start chasing your potential, working on yourself, start becoming the best version of you can, the best in health, the best financially, the best spiritually, the best person you can be. You need to learn to grow and develop as a man and stop worrying about the women. And as soon as you don't care about chasing women because you're more focused on larger ambitions and goals, girls, boom, appear.
What would you do without men? Tell me.
Women don't need men anymore, hot take. And I love the content surrounding this and how marriage benefits men more than women now in this day and age. I saw a comment and it said, if marriage benefited women, they would have taken it away from us by now.
Honey, you are freaking deluded. Men do everything. Men do everything. Yeah, okay, you have your cute little job and you make your money and you come home and you have a nice little apartment. They fix everything. They build everything. They shield you from harm ultimately on a large scale and on a small scale. What would you do without men?
The man them don't know what to look for in a gal, you know. Some of you men be taking out some gal that look bad on the outside, but they're dirty gal. They're rotten from the inside. Do you get me? Manners and respect don't cost a thing. So let me show you how to analyze this from the first date. You see, if she don't have no manners and respect towards the waiter, that's a red flag. If she don't know how to say hello, bye, please, thank you, red flag, because she has an entitlement mentality. She talks to people like they are something on the bottom of her shoe. She looks at others like they are below her. You get me? And then you man are wondering why she's stepping into your family home and she don't want to say hello to your mum. Because you man are getting with gal that have no morals. Gal that were dragged up. Her moral compass is broken by about 50 man. Believe that. Do you get me? You're getting with gal that are for the streets. You're so focused on the aesthetics. You're so focused on what she looks like from the outside. Whether the back is mad, whether the chest is mad, the body's looking brazy, whether the neck game's 10-10. And you're forgetting to focus on what she's like from the inside. You're forgetting to focus on whether she's got basic manners and respect. Because if she doesn't have basic manners and respect, you can never take that gal seriously. If it's just a chopping thing, cool, do what you want, but she might be a bit tapped. But if it's someone that you're looking to take seriously, you don't know what you're looking for because you're so focused on the outside. If she has no manners and respect, morals gone, she's done at it. We are grown people that don't need to be taught at these ages. You get it? We might be from the ends, but me not like no hood rat gal. Them gal for gwe. You understand what I'm trying to say? Spin off. Me not like it. You get me? My thing's separate.
Ladies, it's a brand new year. The begging, it has to stop. That shit does not fly at all. Y'all sound poor. It's giving poverty, okay? Oh, if he can't pay for my nails and my hair, he must be broke. Bitch, you can't pay for your hair or nails. We're tired of that wig. It's not a bust down no more. That's a lift up. Cuticles? Critical. Where's the old coming from? Y'all been talking for 2 business days. You're fiending. Don't even know you for real. You better off going down to 42nd Street and shaking a cup. No. Go on the train and get life for a few dollars. Like, that's clearly what it's giving. This is outrageous. Up the game for me and my homegirl. To get money is not out here running men down for their pockets. Like, please don't come over here thinking you're not about to do a thing. But at the same time, anything a man do for you is a courtesy, not an obligation. You just bugging. Oh, he gotta have his own car, own crib. Well, we did a background check and we called your baby father. He said you love the bums. He said you love them. Get this. He said you love helping the homeless, love men with 3 outfits in rotation, and you see the kids in months and still fucked you last night because you were weak ass. Your nickname is Charity in the group chat. So I don't get it. Like, don't raise the standards now. Continue to lower the bar.
This young lady has a message to the men.
Okay, we need to normalize guys approaching girls at the gym because right now it's just awkward for everyone.
I've been seeing a lot of videos with women saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and translate what she's actually trying to say.
There will be a guy I see every day. We make eye contact. We do the little half smile thing, and then nothing ever happens.
So there's some guy in the gym. He's 6'8", built like LeBron James. They make eye contact and they smile at each other every day. And because of that, she feels special, not knowing he's making eye contact and smiling at a lot of girls in the gym because he's 6'8" and built like LeBron James.
This goes on for weeks. At that point, we're basically coworkers. I'm not asking to be hit on mid-squat or anything, but if you catch me between sets and just say hi, that's not weird. What's weird is pretending we don't recognize each other after making eye contact 40 times. Like, grow a pair and come talk to me.
So fellas, let me be clear on what she's saying. She wants that guy to come talk to her. Not you. Don't you go walking over there, you're gonna end up on a TikTok video. When these women say this, they are talking to specific men. They're not talking to all of us. So do not get tricked, do not get fooled. Don't let her shame you into doing it, trying to make us feel like we're weak if we don't go over there and talk to her. She's not talking to us. She is talking to him. And most of these women making these videos, they are talking to specific men. They're not talking to the rest of us. This is why you see some women online saying, don't talk to us, and other women saying, talk to us. Because the women who are saying don't talk to us, those are the regular men approaching. The women who are saying come talk to us, those are the good looking men that they want to approach. So don't get it twisted, fellas. I'm just trying to save you some time. That's all I'm doing.
And you know, when they talk about men not liking women, well, you know, a lot of straight men don't like women. You mean like as in I'm not attracted to her, or I'm not attracted to her attitude, or I don't like women in general? Which one are you talking about? Because a lot of times they like to just throw a blanket catch-all phrase or statement like men don't like women. No, I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you. Well, why not? I'm not attracted to your attitude. That's not something that I would go for. You know, you're out here dancing on stage or allowing Chris Brown and Usher to grind on you. That's not really something that I personally, I'm not attracted to that.